We are delighted to welcome tonight Andy Cole. Great to have you with us, Andy. It's an amazing roll of honour, a career, of course, which started briefly at Arsenal. But is it fair to say that really it burst into life at Newcastle?
It certainly did. Kevin Keegan gave me the opportunity to join Newcastle. I was a bit wary at the time, you know, but my big friend Lee Clark persuaded me. And I went there and I had a fantastic 2 years there, you know, something that I can fondly look back at.
It was dream stuff, it really was. And when we see the medals and we also see the incredible number of goals you scored, what do you look back on with the most pride?
What I look back on? I think for me personally, it's about winning major honours. I always wanted to do it when I was a kid. I was fortunate to play for the club that I always wanted to play for, Manchester United, and achieve it there was fantastic. So I look back now and say to myself, you know, I definitely made the right move.
Wasn't bad 20 years ago then, was it, when you won the treble? Was that the highlight?
Yeah, I've got to say so, yeah, because it's never been completed again. And it's something that, you know, you always think about, even more so now because it's the anniversary. I mean, looking to have a game in May as well. So I look back at it even more so now and say to myself, wow, we achieved something really special there.
But it could be eclipsed this season by Manchester City. You're well aware of that. I mean, what sort of achievement would that be, knowing how hard it is to win 3, never mind 4?
It would be phenomenal. If Manchester City completed that, it would be phenomenal. Already to win the League Cup, the form in the Premier League has been fantastic. You know, so they could be looking at it and say, right, Premier League, the FA Cup and the Champions League, you know. But you just never know. You always need a little bit of luck. They had a little bit of luck against Swansea in the FA Cup. The form, like I said, in the Premier League is fantastic. I enjoy watching them. I've got to be brutally honest because the football they play is special.
All those celebrations at the end, and as we say, still fighting on 4 fronts. 20 years ago, from this stage, from the start of April, Manchester United had 14 games between now and the end of the season, which they went on to win the treble. 14 games, which is as many as City will have if they go on to achieve the quadruple. And also Manchester United went unbeaten for the final 33 games. We were looking at this earlier, Andy. We noticed that a lot of these were very tight. There's not many games where you've gone and battered opponents, is there, in this last few stages?
No, there hasn't been. But ultimately, it's that stage of the season, you just want to win a game. And when it was coming to that stage of the season as well, everyone wants to beat Manchester United at the best of times. But to try and stop us from winning the Premier League again, you know, that was everyone's wish. But, you know, we played some real good matches then. Like I say, we only won by the odd goal, but that's the most important thing.
We've talked as well about, with Manchester City, whether the Champions League might get in the way because they're playing so many matches. But for you, was that in some ways the spur that helped you over the line? Particularly, I'm thinking of the semi-final against Juventus.
Yeah, it's always going to galvanise you. I think when we went to Juventus and won 3-2 there, no British team had won in Turin, so we go there, we win that, and that's a big boost, you know, because Juventus were a fantastic team. We proved we was good enough to beat them, you know. And then after that, you know, it's game by game, keep ticking them off, keep winning, keep picking up points.
And the interesting one is that, you know, you scored the winning goal in the last game against Spurs. And I was thinking more about individual plays rather than just the team. So that season, I just remember, it's just York and Cole. If you think of 99, they're the first 2 names that come to your head. But is there something even in certain games, you said Alex Ferguson rotated strikers, took people in and out. Do you think that's going to be important for Pep Guardiola, where actually in some games he's got to be brave enough maybe not to play as full-strength side because there's so many games and there's such high stakes now?
I believe so, but if you look at what he's done this season, he's done just that. You know, he's left Sane at times, Sterling, Aguero, brought in Jesus. And once you have that quality, and you always believe you're going to score, you know, he'll do just that. And the way they play, you know, he can afford to do that as well. He leaves some of the boys out in midfield. De Bruyne, I thought last season De Bruyne was fantastic. This season has injury problems, you know. But as a team, you know they're going to create chances, you know they're going to score goals. And at the moment, the form they're showing, for them to lose a couple of games, I'm not sure. You
know, I think you're spot on with you talking about the form, and we noticed on those results, as you said, there's a lot of tight games for United. I mean, obviously against us, even before that, you scored in the last minute in the FA Cup. Yeah, right. Do you think it's a big difference that City seem to be winning games with ease in some ways? It doesn't seem to be 1-0, 2-1. A lot of the games seem to be over after now. Do you think that's a big advantage for them?
Yeah, because it takes the pressure off you. It takes the pressure off the back four, especially if you get an early goal, which they did on Saturday against Fulham. And after that, you just go out and play. You go out and play, create chances. And like I keep saying, Man City will always continue to create chances because they've got so many good players who can do that. I mean, they've got centre forwards who are going to score goals, so that makes it a lot easier for the boys at the back.
Well, this is City's schedule, the final 14 games they could face if they do go all the way in 4 competitions. Do you see any big dangers lurking here, Andy? It looks crowded, certainly this month of April, doesn't it, with Tottenham 3 times and then Manchester United?
Yeah, if Tottenham played the way they did yesterday, of course they'll call Manchester City problems. The derby game, Manchester United, you know, that's another game what obviously going to cause Manchester City problems as well, because the derby game, no one wants to lose a derby. But looking at the rest there, Manchester City are more than capable of going on and winning every one of those games.
Does that listen, Manchester United in an awkward position, you know, mainly supporter-wise, where obviously the 2 biggest rivals, you know, Liverpool going for, you know, for the league for so long, City could do something that's never been done before and, you know beat the treble in some ways. You know, you said you still live in Manchester. What side did he fall into? Would it be worse seeing Liverpool win the league or City winning the quadruple?
Game. It's a derby game. It's simple as that. You want to win the derby game. I don't think anyone's going to be worrying about what we're going to do for Liverpool or whatever. If I'm playing, I want to win the derby. It's as simple as that. And you know as well. That's football. Ultimately, the best team are going to win at the end of the season. Now, Manchester City and Liverpool have been fantastic this season, but there can only be one winner. So we'll have to wait and see.